welcome to my YouTube channel. To my old subscribers, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for engaging on my content. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. And also to my new subscribers, you are welcome. I appreciate you and I love you. And if you know you are just passing by, please, before you check out, please do me a favor. Just click on the subscription bell. It does not bite. Just click on it and subscribe. And also make sure to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I post a content, you would be notified. So last time on the episode of Stories That Touch, we discussed about the unsolved case of two missing sisters, Danielle and Janet Millbrook. We discussed about their disappearance and also noted that till date, nothing positive has been heard about these sisters, and they have been missing for the past 35 years. So, on today's episode, what are we going to be discussing about? Are we going to talk about love? Are we going to also talk about unsolved cases of missing people? Or are we going to be discussing about some stories, heartbreaking stories? Which are we going to talk about today? We will find out when we come back. Sit tight, don't go anywhere. Welcome back. So on today's episode, we are going to be talking about a very sad and unfortunate love story of two lovebirds. These two people found themselves, fell in love, and were blessed with a wonderful son as a product of the beautiful union they shared. They were both engaged to get married February 2026, and they just celebrated buying a new house. Yeah, the love was there. The happiness these two shared, the bond they shared was so strong and so tight that they were the envy of those around them. Their families loved them so much because these two people exuded nothing but love, joy, and happiness with whomever they come in contact with. They were jolly good fellows, very beautiful and handsome couple. So who were this couple? Their names were Alexis Lee and John J.R. Collins, both of them from Louisiana. So what really happened to this wonderful couple? On the 16th of May 2025, Alexis was returning back from an outing, and then she lost control of her SUV and it overturned, and she was flung out of the vehicle and died on the spot. Upon investigation, it was discovered that she was not using a seatbelt when the accident happened. So that might have led to the fatality of the accident. When the investigator reached out to Collins and informed him of the situation, Collins jumped into his car and without thinking, he zoomed off. And I'm very sure he must have been in a very chaotic situation as at that time. His mind must have been muddled up with different thoughts, and he must have been muttering some prayers and praying and hoping that this is not really happening to him. And unfortunately, he lost control of his vehicle and ran straight into a tree, and also was flung out of the car. It was discovered as well that he was not putting on his seatbelt. So this was how these two wonderful, lovely, beautiful, and handsome couple lost their lives, leaving behind their parents and a very handsome 4-year-old son and their siblings. It's such a sad one. You can just imagine the plans these two have been making, because they were to get married next year February, and also they just bought a new house. Imagine their dreams, imagine their aspirations, the plans both of them have made together, and this just ended like that. Can we say this is a case of Soulmate? Was it that the soul of the other beckoned on the soul of the other? We don't know. We can just speculate, but only God knows everything. But then, as the living, we need to take lessons. Sometimes when we hear stories like this, we shouldn't just push them aside or wave them aside. No matter how sad and how sorrowful it can be, there are lessons we need to learn from them. One of the lessons we need to learn from is to put God first in everything we are doing. We are not saying they did not put God first in everything they are doing. But then I'm here to let you know that anytime you are about celebrating or moving to the next level in your life, the more blessings that comes your way, the more enemies that gets informed, and the more enemies that rises up against you, even without you knowing. Not everybody who smiles and tells you congratulations are actually happy for you. Some of them are boiling with hatred, with bitterness in their hearts, and they are wishing you evil. Those that are planning to do evil can carry out their evil, and those who can only wish you bitterness in their hearts can be agents that the devil can use to cause you harm even without you knowing. So we need to be very sensitive spiritually when we are celebrating or we are about acquiring or getting to higher levels in our life. With each new steps of greatness we take, we need to double up our spiritual sensitivity, especially in prayers. Yes, a lot of people do not pray, a lot of people do not bother, and yet they still have a fulfilled life. But then everybody is not the same. Destiny differs, grace differs, enemies differs. The amount of enemies you gather might not be the same amount of any other person gather. And even some persons carries this kind of glory, this kind of grace that makes people love them. And as they have people who love them, they also have people who do not love them. You understand? So we need to be prayerful. Another thing we need to learn is to apply safety measures where necessary and when necessary. Something peculiar about this incident was the issue of seatbelt. It was mentioned in the both cases that both of them were not putting on their seatbelt. But we are not saying that, oh, probably if they have put on their seatbelt, this might not have happened. But it could have saved the situation. Who knows? So even while our life is in the hand of God, we as humans should also play our roles and not give the enemy any chance in any way to use any of our mistakes against us. So be safety conscious. You are driving, you're a passenger in the front of a car, please use your seatbelt. It is a sad time for the families of both Alexios and Collins. We really condole with them at this time, and we pray that God grant them the fortitude to bear this great loss. And also we pray that God rest the beautiful souls of Alexios and Collins. And for the little son they left behind, Gabriel, both the family of Alex and the family of Collins, they said they are going to make sure the boy lacks nothing, and they're going to make sure he grows into a great man. We pray he will grow into a great man, and everything that will be needed to train him, everything that will be needed to make him into that great man, God will provide for the both families. The celebration of life for both Alexios and Collins was held by both family on Thursday, 21st of May 2025 at Clinton, Louisiana. And we pray for the beautiful souls of Alexios and Clinton that they find rest. And this beautiful love they shared together, it showed us that even in life and in death, they loved each other. And we pray for the little boy they left behind, that he is going to grow into a great man that will make his parents proud in the end. So we have come to the end of today's episode of Stories That Touch. Next episode is going to be a very sweet and juicy love story of two wonderful couples. I am sure you can't wait to hear that. Hey, love is a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for spending your time with me, and don't forget, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and let me know what your thought is on this episode right in the comment section. And if there is anything you want me to talk about, like you have a story you want me to share, you can reach out to me on my DM here. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you all.
Love, sweet love, it's you I'm dreaming of.